Hi, it's Larry Gaines, Power Cycle Trading. This is an aftermarket outlook on January 22nd, 2013. It's been a breakout day all around, and I've got a lot to go over with you today, so let's get started. First off, though, if you've not received a free ebook that I give away, just go to my website, powercycletrading.com, put your name, email address in there, and you'll get 15 top trading option strategies. And I've got one more there for you as well. Let me show you that. Now you can also get this free ebook on futures trading, which is an excellent book. So just put your name, email address, and get that one for free as well. So let's go over the market here today. I'm going to go through several different things. I'm going to show you the breakout on Google, Nasdaq, S&P 500, give you some directional ideas for tomorrow with Apple, and just a lot to cover. Now to give you a good overview to see where we are, this is the S&P 500 monthly time frame. This is what we use for the macro trend. And we've been in a macro trend based on our system since the 31st of January, the end of January 2012. And you can see right now we're up to 1492.5. Still in an uptrend, still in a major macro uptrend. You're coming into this area up here, though. When you get to right about 1504, this area in here, you're going to be at the top of this channel. You can see each time that we've gotten up here close to this top of this channel, right in here back in May, we pulled back, got pretty close to it, you know, in April, pulled back, September pulled back, and now we're getting close to it again. So we get back here, I expect to have a little bit of a pullback and a pause, and then we'll probably look to take out these highs that were set back in 07, which is 1570-ish in this area up here. So potential room to the upside up to this 1570 mark. Let me expand that out so you can see a little bit further. So here you can see it going back to 2000. You know, we had a high back up to around 1552, and then the high back in 07 was, you know, around 1576. So, you know, target area will be in this general area, 1540, 1550, 1560. So that's, you know, potential target area for the year. We may get up there pretty soon, but you can see this resistance. This is a sloping line up that shows you this the market, how it's retraced up here and then pulls back. Now markets like symmetry, and you can see here, you know, like I mentioned, you've got these pivot highs. You can observe back here in 2000 to 2006 we had the same kind of symmetry, and then it really broke into the final stage. So, you know, this potentially could happen where you break out of this kind of upper part of the channel, and then you know, accelerate to the upside. So this could potentially happen. So, you know, keep that in mind. But markets do like a bit of symmetry, so this could be an area where it touches and pulls back, or else you could have a major break like this and just accelerate through it. Now here's the weekly time frame. We call this for long term. This is what we use for a long term. We've broken through this descending trend line here. We had a power cycle trading model, went long back on the first week in January, and now we're breaking back above this line here. So you can see the power of the move. And here we are on the daily, medium term time frame. You can see that we, you know, here's that symmetry of the move I was talking about. So we're up there to the top right now, coming into around 1492. We broke through the 1618 extension level, so real powerful move to the upside. You can see the consolidation here, then the breakout again to the upside. So see what the follow through is tomorrow. The market's going to be up tomorrow. Google had earnings after the close. They were quite good. Surprised the street a little bit on that. So it's up, you know, 4.5–5% post market, and I'll go through that in a minute. Here's the intermediate term time frame. Coming into today, the system was long. Went long right on the close on Friday, so caught a nice extension to the upside today. So that's an overview of where the S&P 500 is looking like. You can see a major breakout there on all the different time frames. Now here's the Nasdaq 100, and this is on a long-term time frame. We use the weekly to measure long-term, and you can see we broke this descending trend line right here. Pivot high, broke out there. System went long back here on the Nasdaq 100 on the first week in January. breakout to the upside. Next really resistance area will be right in here at about 27.74 into the 786 retracement at 27.83. So coming into some resistance, starting really right about in here, 27.65 up to 27.83. Tomorrow after the close we have Apple's earnings. Today after the close we had Google, and we got a big move to the upside. You can see here on NQ based off the Google's earnings. Here's the daily time frame. Here once again you can see the move and breaking above this area in here, 27.51, which we got an extension today after the earnings from Google. So breaking above all this consolidation area here. So tomorrow it'll be key for it to hold in here around 27.50. This area right through here, the top's right here. So it'll probably chop around here, and then we'll see what happens with Apple's earnings after the close. If Apple has decent earnings and surprises the street a little bit, that'll be the next part of the market to accelerate and push the Nasdaq up. That's really the last piece of the puzzle, is Apple's earnings. If Apple can get off the mat, then you'll start seeing this 786, and you'll see this area up here at 1785. If Apple doesn't, then the market will probably retrace back down to the 618, 2720 in that area. So it's going to be really dependent tomorrow on Apple, since it makes up a big part of the Nasdaq 100 index. Just one last thing, the model that we're using, the power cycle trading, still is in a long-term or a medium-term trend up, still is holding long here. So it's been chopping around, but it's still holding long through this all this consolidation phase. Here's a quick look at the transports. This thing has just been on a tear straight up. It just does not pull back. It's getting way overextended, but it keeps moving. So once the transports takes a breather, then you'll see a pullback on the rest of the markets, but it's just been on a tear, you can see. So when it does pause out, you can see it come back to 100-0.35, getting way overbought, but still moving higher. So keep an eye on the transport. When it looks like it's going to start fading, I'll let you know, and that could be a time for a little bit of a pullback and pause in the markets as well. So that's something to keep an eye on, as well as the US dollar. Here's a quick look at the US dollar on a weekly or long-term time frame. You can see it's starting to really narrow in, starting to get in a squeeze here, consolidating. So this thing's going to either break down or break up. So if the dollar does break to the upside, then that'll also put a halt to the current move to the upside on the equity market. Here's a little bit better look at the dollar. You can see this pennant formation on the weekly, so it's just going to consolidate more and more in here, and then it's going to either break up or break down. If it breaks down, then this will push the equities up even harder. If it breaks up, that's going to be the sign that the market's going to start stalling out. So keep an eye on the US dollar index. This is just looking at it from a long-term perspective. So it can still chop sideways here for the next few weeks, and we can still get a move higher. But you can see it's starting to narrow in, so something will take place here within the next, looking at this, probably the next 1 week, 2 weeks, unless some major event happens. Now here's Google post-market. You can see it closed at 702, around 702.80 in that range. You can see this big gap up. Gapped up gapped up around, this is around a 5% post-market gap to the upside. So it's just sitting here at 737. Now let me show you, give you an idea where it's going to be headed tomorrow. Now one thing you always want to look at is option open interest and volume. So this can give you an idea of where some target areas can be. So if you look at this is for the expiration on Friday, you can see here the open interest was highest at the 750 strike. You had pretty good volume there today, over 5,000 contracts. That's 750. Then the next target of interest, or interest area, will be this 760 right here. 760, you can see open interest there, and then after that it's 770. So that'll give you an idea. So 750, 760, 770. Now the next thing to do is also look at your Fibonacci retracement levels. So here we have the high back in October to the low here in November. Put your fib levels in here, and you can see the 618 here are your levels right here. You've got the 618 is right at 721. We're going to be through that tomorrow. Then you've got the 786 up here is right at 744, and target area is right here. This is a projection or extension off of this high to low here. At the 127.20 extension comes in at 758. So I'm looking for it to make a move up to around 758 off this 127.20 extension. But first stop before that, and we'll probably see this tomorrow, is 745, and then 758. We may see that by Friday, or could see it tomorrow or the next day. But these are target areas: 745 and 758. Now last, I'm going to look quick look here at Apple on the daily time frame. We're currently neutral with our power cycle model. We've got this descending trend line that comes down through here. It's tomorrow's earnings, so that trend line is going to come in about 525, 526 tomorrow. Now, based on options, let me show you potential direction for Apple tomorrow. Now, having no idea of earnings, if you're just analyzing Apple, the only thing I can look at to give me some indication is the options. You can see here at the 550 strike, there's a lot of open interest at the 550. Most of it's at the 550, over about 20,000 contracts or more. Huge volume today at 15,000 contracts. You can see it's totally skewed to the call side. If you look down at the put open interest, very, very low. So if I was just going to look at it and take a direction, I would look at this, and my opinion would be to the upside. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Good luck trading. Talk to you tomorrow after the close.